Hey guys, welcome back to Let's Play The Legend of Dragoon. We're in the port underneath the Twin Castle, ready to head off to Rouge in search of the 3 signets that we need to prevent from being destroyed. So, Kayla's here. What's up, Kayla? Yeah, we are ready to go. So we get to board the Queen Fury one more time, which is cool. I like the Queen Fury. It's nothing special, but, you know, after all the adventures we have on it, that little interlude where we're just running around as everyone, all of that stuff, it's, you know, a lot of good memories. So we do get to sail around on the Queen Fury. You also notice that we can, in fact, go to the deck. I do believe this gives you the chance to get the Stardust if you missed it, and you can also play the vegetable chopping minigame again if you really want to. But it's probably not worth it. So all of the enemies are just stuff we've seen before. We have a couple fights along the way, but it's all just stuff that we could have fought on the Queen Fury the first time, so no big deal. And we have just about made it over here to Rouge in the very southwest corner of the map. I love when you get, let me, if I zoom out, I don't know if it'll... Oh, I can't zoom out from here. All right, that's fine. But I love when you get so close to the edge of the map, you can see, like, the wood table effect that they have. Because, like, the way they have it is that the world map is kind of, like, deep in this, like, wood table. It's like a wood frame sort of thing. So it's funny whenever you get close enough to the edge, you can see that. Like, what is wrong with the world? This is a weird planet we live on. Please insert disc 4. Oh, yeah, that's right. We had to switch to disc 2 in order to get to Lohan. So another interesting thing... I was talking about multiple discs before in the last part, is that all of this stuff, including the dock underneath the Twin Castle and Fletz, you know, all of the dialogue with Pueller and Kayla and the whole send-off and all of that stuff with the king, was actually on disc 2. So it has to be on disc 4 as well, right? So there's a lot of things that they had to sort of store in multiple places depending on... You know, I guess they didn't want you to have to switch discs for a single cutscene or something, but so it's just interesting, like, when you think of the reasons why they had to split all of this stuff up into so many discs, and as a result, how much they then had to duplicate on multiple discs as well. So it's an interesting thing to think about, you know? I'm sure all questions that there were many meetings about back in the 90s when they were working on all of this. So... You know, I don't know, just as sort of a nerd for that kind of thing. It's something I think about at least. So here we are in Rouge. Looks like kind of a crappy town. This is not a great dock, but it's a dock nonetheless. If you had a ship any bigger than that, you couldn't get in. Yeah, it's been a long time. Wonder if anybody remembers me. Yeah, and immediately somebody remembers you. Yeah, it's me. Hey, Ashel. 20 years. Yeah, he's been gone a long time. For my runaway daughter, but I gave up on it. You know, after 20 years, like, you wouldn't even recognize them. I don't know. If it's your daughter, like, maybe you would, but just how much people change in 20 years, right? No, we're friends. We're not all new pupils. All right, so immediately welcomed by the mayor. The floor's gonna give way. You have too many people stand on it, we'll all fall into the ocean. So, unfortunately, we have an important thing to talk about, so we can't explore this place too much. There are a couple areas we can go to. I know, I'm trying to get to the ladder. The way, like, this area is drawn and the way Dart is, he kind of feels like a giant in this place. I don't know. So this is actually the mayor's office. It's sort of a shortcut. You could go sort of the long way around and come up here. But there are a couple different things we can check out in this area. Just a couple chests to get, nothing too important. There is one important thing we'll be getting here in just a second. Not this, though. This is a War God's Calling. Not super important. I think that is the thing that increases physical accuracy, so that's sort of a waste of an accessory slot if you ask me. There is one thing, actually, that is worth grabbing here. I'd kind of forgotten and now remembered it now that I'm actually going to get it at this point. All these ladders and everything. It's a very confusing place. So this will lead us back around to pick up this other chest down here that we might have seen. And it is a Satori vest. Doesn't mean much by itself, but as you can guess, it is a new piece of armor. And it's going to be equipable on Hashel here, so we'll scroll on down past all this crap we've been accumulating. And you can see more defense, more magic defense. As if we needed more magic defense with that legend cask. Unfortunately, we do lose the 50% more SP, but it's not really that important. Do you fight with... I mean, I fight using the sword. I don't actually, like, physically argue with the sword. It kind of does what I want most of the time. Alright, back up to the mayor's office. We gotta... Oh, nope, not... Go back up the ladder, go up this ladder. There we go. So it's a little bit confusing. And before we talk to the mayor, one last place to go to is going to be up here. And, hey, we see a familiar face. It's Martel. You may have been wondering where she was at on this disc. We're going to actually ignore her for the moment, because there's the thing I want to pick up first. We will, of course, be getting right back to her. I like this little room. It's kind of nice. Bride becomes a family member of the Groom's Island. Interesting how that works. So, a chest here. Also, this is a very good chance to look at Dart's face. Don't stare at it too long, though. And we want to check out the stone among the herbs, and it's a Stardust. If we take a look at our pause menu, assuming I haven't missed anything, you can see we are at Stardust number 50. And that's it. That's all of the Stardust in the entire game. 50 out of 50. We're done. Check that one off. Yeah, Martel, we'll get to you in a minute. So this is where we kind of finally get to learn the story of Martel. She's been just kind of around gathering Stardust for the entire game up to this point. And it turns out Martel is actually from this village, believe it or not. Small world, I guess. When I left the village, you were still little. Yeah, it has been 20 years. So you notice she's here with a sick girl, it looks like. Should be okay with the Stardust. So we may finally get to learn the reason why she's been collecting all of these Stardust. So it looks like it didn't quite work. She was refreshed for a bit, but then still couldn't breathe afterwards, so... Alright, well now that we've left him alone, let's go back and talk to him again. Let's just completely ruin the moment. It turns out you have to see that scene first. That's kind of the scene, because we haven't actually handed over all of the Stardust yet. So that's kind of the you haven't quite found them all yet scene, where she tried to restore Lil here back to health, but, you know, worked for a minute, but not quite. So we give her the last 5 of the Stardust, and now she's got all 50 in her possession. This one's the 50th Stardust. Made it! Collected all the Stardust in the world. You're welcome. You didn't do a single bit of work. For happiness for my daughter, I wish a bright future. Oh, you made 2 wishes. You can only make 1. There was a woman, huh? So that's fascinating. I think that's real interesting. There's a woman. Who was that? Strange. I'm already happy now. Got my mom, my baby brother. It's happy enough, isn't it? Well, you know, fair enough, I guess. Ma, I cannot breath. Oops. What was that? The translator apologizing there? I cannot breath. So, I don't know. That ruins a tender moment maybe a little bit. But in return for all of that Stardust, feels a special power from this stone, a really special one. It might be useful for your journey. Just take it. We get the Vanishing Stone. May not mean much to you, but if you recall back, remember that random wingly dude that was telling us about the magician Faust? and said that there was a stone that could cause an illusion to vanish, called the Vanishing Stone. Can't just be a coincidence, can it? Alright, so that saga is finally put to rest. We've been collecting all these Stardust and working our way towards it for quite a while now. Literally since the start of the game, I guess. But it's finally been resolved and we've got our Vanishing Stone. Lil's been brought back to health. Everyone's happy. You know, that's how these things end. Okay, so now finally, I know we said it was super important, but now we can talk to the mayor. Not really anything else to do here. Hadn't changed a bit. Yeah, this village is forgotten. We rarely have visitors from the continent. So this place is sort of just, all we do is fish and sleep, practice and sleep, practice and sleep. That's about it. Yeah, it's sort of a town really out in the middle of nowhere. Nobody ever comes here. So it's just kind of always stayed the same, you know? Came all the way here, must be something important. Now, what the heck are ancient cities? Towns where the long-gone Wingleys lived. And as you'll see, remember how I said this was like a backwoods village? Wingleys, what on earth are they? Like, everybody knows the story about the Wingleys, but not this guy. Interesting to think about, they're so far just detached from the rest of the world, and they don't even know all these current events and things that are threatening the world currently. That's a pretty awful thing then, yeah, you know. So we'll sort of make it simple for him. Is there anything weird around here? There's a stick rising out from the sea. Well, humans couldn't have made it. Can't get close by a boat because there's an awful whirlpool. You can see it clearly from the cliff top. Interesting, a stick in the sea, huh? That definitely sounds like it's worth investigating. Hope it's the one yet. I want to go to that stick in the sea. Alright, so let's see. To get back to the practice area, we can head back down here. This is actually, I think this is the long way, but, you know, we'll take it. We've not gone this way before, so... See more confusing dock areas. Like, just standing here, Dart feels so large. I guess this is a kid, probably, so, you know, that makes sense. But I don't know, just... He seems so large compared to everything else, at least from this camera angle. Alright, so this dude's gotten out of our way. That stick suddenly rose up in the middle of the sea. Isn't it spooky? A little bit spooky. Alright, now we can actually head back onto this island here. This is, I don't know how all of these people live here. I guess, as that one dude said, there's like a whole bunch of smaller islands that people go to. Like, there's nothing here. I mean, there's not even housing, so I guess there has to be more islands that we just haven't seen. Ah, the practice area, a place where many a flashback has happened. And now we're finally standing here ourselves. Yeah, check that thing out. There was no stick 20 years ago. A little big for a stick. It's more like a tower, yeah. Right. I love that now that we know that Rose was one of the Dragoons, so we just like, hey, you know something about this, right? I mean, you clearly remember all these things from 10,000 years ago. Signet spheres remain in the Magic City Aglas, Death City Mayfield, and the Lost Cities in Abenos. Quick recap in case you'd forgotten. There's only the magical city Aglas in this region of the sea. Alright, so it looks like that'll be our first destination. This is the Lost City, or whatever they call it. What do they mean? Crystal Palace was called the Birth City. Yeah, I remember the two other ones that had already been destroyed by other means. The Crystal Palace, the Birth City, and then the ruins of Cadessa, which were obviously destroyed quite a while ago. It's a city where babies were selected to be born. That's kind of dark. Those with weak magic power weren't allowed to be born. Yikes. The Death City Mayfield was where the souls of the dead were sent to an infernal world. In the past, and even their destination after death decided for them. That's how powerful they were. So we get a little chance to sort of quiz Rose on a few things here. A couple of these, she just told us about the Crystal Palace and the Death City. A couple of these we haven't heard about. And what about the Forbidden Land? Remember, those were the royal capital, Cadessa. Center of politics and the military. Yep. So I've heard about Crystal Palace in Mayfield. What about Zenibados? It's the city where Wingly laws were made. Publicly, they claimed us for justice, but in reality, they were laws to judge other species. Yeah, of course. That seems to be a common thing with the Winglies, right? Trials and executions were carried out in Zenibados. Yeah, I doubt they were fair trials with equal representation, huh? And Aglas, the place we are fixing to go to, is the city where magic was studied. Even though they had so much magic power, they still studied it. Yeah, well, that's probably how they got it in the first place, you know? Alright, so that's it. Rose, I would like to quit. 6, quit. Yeah, so we gotta figure out how to get there. Can't go by boat. There's whirlpools all around it. Gotta find some other way. Alright, you guys can get back to it now. We finished talking. Sorry to interrupt. Alright, so, cool enough. Guess we'll have to head back and figure out a different way to get there. Nothing's really coming to mind. Uh-oh. Creepy music. Oh, hey, look at that. We were being watched by somebody. Of course Rose could tell, right? Whoa, that doesn't seem good. This place might fall. You should probably all get out of that building. The sea is splitting, apparently. Magical city Aglas revealed itself. I guess whoever was watching decided they wanted to let us in, huh? Is that what you were looking for? Yeah, it seems pretty obvious. I think that's what we were looking for. Alright, so the way is opened. So that's gonna let us get in. Nice. So unfortunately, I have to run all the way back to the boat. They could have sped this up a little bit. Like, could you just put us back at the boat? Do I really have to walk? And then screen transition a couple times, and then climb down a ladder. Yeah, you guys probably shouldn't be here. Like, with the earth shaking like that. Boat pop. Hello, boat pop. We are going to go. We're going to go. Yeah, that's kind of precisely why we're going. Well, at least they lifted the gate for us. If they really wanted to keep us here, they could have done that, but there's a road formed on the bottom of the sea. Take a boat, we can walk from midway. Interesting. So we get a chance here, we can return to the town, go back to the Queen Fury. This is sort of the, you know, the point of no return, sort of. Not of the entire game, of course, but if you want to go back and restock, now's the time to do it. Otherwise, we can go to Aglas. No need to hesitate. Let's just go straight in. Here we are, man. Much different setting than really anything we've seen so far. You know, we've seen a lot of Wingly technology, but it's all kind of looked the same, and a lot of it was in ruins, you know, because it's all been dead for so long, but the city's kind of been preserved. It has an interesting look to it. Somebody's supporting this with magic, since we're invited. Zeke will come here to destroy the Signet Sphere, to finally settle things. So I want you to open the first door. Rose, can you just not figure out how to do it? Open the door at once. Okay, alright, man. Just give me a minute. I can't believe a person exists with such bitchin' magic power. Close, so close to having a somewhat English-sounding sentence. Maybe replace an E with an I in there and add a G on the end. Bitchin' magic power. Nice. It's better that we hurry. So I guess if we really want to, we could still leave maybe. Don't be slowpoke. Congo, can you fit? I guess it's good that they made a big door so you can fit through here. Alright, so onwards we go into the magical city Aglas. The first of the 3 seals awaits. Oh man, look at this place. This is so cool. Nice purple. You know, 'cause you don't think of that color with water, but just kind of the lights around here sort of make the entire place purple. It's real cool. And we're at the bottom of the sea. And we don't seem to be drowning or anything, so I guess, you know, something's protecting us here. It's pretty strong, whatever it is. And to keep all this stuff going, you can see everything's still working. It's really the first kind of, you know, major Wingly, well, I was going to say ruin, but like old Wingly city that's still sort of functioning, aside from Ilara, of course, I guess. All the Wingly cities just float in the air, so it's easier to control the creatures below. That's how it was until we shot them down. With my dad. Yeah, sure, add that in, why not? Zeke and me and 5 other Dragoons together. It does feel kind of strange when you think about it. Uh-oh. Oh, the sea closed behind us, keeping us in. Playing hardball with us. I don't know, we were going to go forward anyway, so it's not like it's a huge loss, just now we definitely can't return. So of course, more teleporters, right? The Winglies love their teleporters. Bunch of needless teleporters everywhere. Just steps along the way. Why can't you just send me straight to the end, right? Alright, so the first of the 3 Signet Spheres are going to be around here. First of the 3 sort of ancient cities we'll be visiting. And in my opinion, this part of the game is probably one of the coolest of the entire thing. It's the part that I kind of remember the most. There's a lot of kind of fuzzy stuff in the middle around chapter 3-ish that I never remember that well. But once it gets here again, like this is the part where it's basically clear once again to me. Rough. Rough has been in here forever, Rough. And I only knew the view and sound in here, Rough. Yeah, I don't know, it seems like a floaty dog thing. It's Rough. It's a message. Welcome to the 7 heroes fated to be here, and Rose also. These thousands of years I have waited were neither as long as eternity nor as short as a mere twinkle of a star. People who confront their fate with courage. I forgot the rest. Rough, come on, buddy. Ruff only knows what Ruff hears. Doesn't know anything else. Answer me or I'm gonna mess you up. Ruff has never seen it and doesn't know. Show it to Ruff. It should be some rough stuff, Ruff. Made by magic. Oh, wasn't even such technology during the Dragon campaign. Man, they've even developed new stuff since then. But then you all are not cute, but Rose's exception. All's for the sake of the psychedelic bomb and moot. Ruff is going. Alright, so, well, that's Ruff. Certainly an interesting fella. Doesn't open. Well, this kind of reminds me of the doors in, like, Mega Man Legends. Like the doors you would go into, like, the sub-cities and whatnot. I don't know, just something about the texture, it just reminds me of that. More teleporters, alright. Yeah, we're in Wingly territory, that's for sure. Some treasures along the way, there's really nothing too interesting. There's like burnout, a gushing magma, some healing stuff, like an angel's prayer, you know, just sort of the basic stuff that we're pretty much already stocked up on. So there's not too much to worry about. There's like healing breeze and healing fog and, you know, that kind of stuff. I think there is a healing rain in here, which might be worth looking into. If I'm not mistaken, that's a full heal for the entire party. So, you know, if you need one of those and you got the space, might not be a bad idea, but a couple things around here we can grab. I think, yeah, it's this chest right here. We can get a magical hat. We're all pretty much set on headwear, as you may remember, but, you know, just in case somebody else might need it at some point, we'll pick it up and head back. This place isn't too complicated. It's a little bit more complicated than some of the earlier teleporter stuff we've seen. But, you know, at the end, there's really only one path to go. So if you hit a dead end, just go back and try the next thing. And also, yes, it's the return of the cool battle music. Finally, I've been waiting forever. And they bring it back. Remember the last time we heard it was, I think that was in Cadesso, wasn't it? So I guess it's been reserved for these ancient wingly cities. All right, new enemies. Got a Scud Shark and Aqua King, King of Water. All right, so we're all pretty strong at this point. We should be able to just mow these guys down with a couple attacks.
Take that, Omni Sweep.
All right, mirrors up. It's been a little while since I've done this, so kind of having to feel the timing out. Nice stun there. Probably won't matter though, because Dart will finish this thing off. And at this point, it's worth using as many additions as we can so we can get these final additions leveled up and, you know, get as strong as we can possibly be. We're reaching that point. We're pretty far along in the game, you know. We're reaching that point where we're getting to the end of things. So, good stuff. Alright, so back to the teleporter here, and back to the teleporter here, and back to the teleporter here. There we go. Another teleporter. We teleporter to this teleporter. This teleporter leads us to a teleporter where we teleport to the teleporter and head forward. Alright, well, this is different. At least there's not a teleporter in here. Teleporter. Fewy. Hello. Sorry, Few. We're busy preparing the psychedelic bomb and moot, the two things we heard before. It's all in the message. Disturbing our work is too rough. Don't you think you should be nice to me and tell me more? I don't know. I think it's pretty clear that these guys don't really know anything. They seem to be kind of mindless. They just kind of do what they're told, you know? Magical creations, I guess. Yeah, we're magic creatures. We have different roles, and that's kind of all they know to do. You can complete it. You can become the source of power. I don't know. That sounds dangerous. Remember your courage. They irritate me. Yeah, maybe a little bit. Hey, Ruff, how's it going, buddy? Awesome. Oh, it's a research device. Ruff, I want to talk to you, man. Get back here. Say some more cool stuff. Ah, well. So, yeah, just kind of magical creatures, you know, roaming around, doing whatever they do. So we teleport, and it leads us to a teleporter with teleporters around it. And teleporter up here. One of these teleporters. Okay, gotta fight. Oh, I love this thing. This also is a very good name for a monster, as we'll see. This is the Stern Fish. Watch out for the fish. It's very stern. Let's hit it.
Yes. Go. Go. Blazing Dynamo.
Turkey step.
He didn't even hit him. He just kind of like swam around him. Also, how are there's like space in the water? How are these fish swimming? Oh, whoops. A little early, but well, we finished it anyway. Man, I love that music. It's so good. I was gonna say I wish they'd use it more, but I kind of don't. At the same time, I wish they'd had more unique themes like that. Is the thing. There's a lot of reusing the same battle music over and over. So, you know, it'd be cool for certain boss battles. Like even, you know, just when we fought Lloyd, for example, it'd be cool if he had his own boss battle theme, right? So there's a bunch of teleporters there. Some of them just lead to different treasures, but, you know, if you don't really need any of that stuff, like me, you can just go to the end. Spino. Don't be mean, it's just a message. You're in the mirror, Rose. It's Rose who got friends and is in the mirror. Don't be mean. Savon said, Zinabados, which governs the rightful law, has lost its reason, and Mayfill, which governs over noble death, has been toyed with by devils from the infernal world. The city is no exception. My magic power is deteriorating and cannot prevent the invasion by monsters anymore. Yep. The city's objective is about to be completed. You are the key. I've been waiting for you for thousands of years. Man, that's a big responsibility. Like, what if we never made it here, right? Yeah, he seems like he knows what's going on. I guess if he can sort of see the outside world through his mirror, quote unquote, then he's probably experienced everything we've experienced, right? Oh, yeah. Here we go. All right, this guy's got the right idea. Let's just do this. Yeah, we could just do this for another 10,000 years, right? We can also talk to him if we could manage to get a bomb I can blow him up with, and oh, he turned around. There we go. This is Decal. I'll introduce myself. Welcome to the city of Savon. I just roll around and cover Savon. He was literally just created to be cute. We should go forward. Savon's fate will be decided soon. Same Wingley. Savon is a Wingley who's been observing through a mirror for thousands of years. As it go, time is rolling on to the conclusion. Oh man, the frame rate doesn't like this. The mirror that reflects on the present has been watching you forever, for thousands of years, watching Rose. Man, that's... Could you, like, you've lived for 10,000 years, and, like, the entire time there's just been a dude that's been watching you through a mirror. Oh, well, Savon is over there. Also, this thing stays on, and, and if we get close, we can see him in it. So that's kind of interesting. It's neat, I guess. Kind of a cool effect. Don't really see it beyond this room, but cool nonetheless. Alright, so we teleport down to the teleporters, and then if we go... Okay, no, I'm not gonna... Like I said, tons of treasures around everywhere, but just kind of items that I don't need, so we'll skip straight to the end. Alright, these are new, I think. I think the stingray we saw before, but the jellyfish dude is new. Whoop. And again, not too much problems. We're pretty strong, and we're going to get a whole lot stronger here in a little bit, but, you know, that's going up. Oh. That's a tough counter. It doesn't get countered often. I think I said before. I didn't think it could be countered, but it actually can, as you can see clearly. And that's another one of those tough ones, kind of like Albert's was, where you have to hit the button just as soon as that animation ends. So it's more of an exercise in remembering that timing than anything.
Yes. Go. Go.
And down they go. Nothing's really a challenge for us at this point, especially just random dudes. Okay, another path here. Basically just one-to-one for a lot of this. There are only a couple different places where there are multiple ways to go. So it's still, like, at least they could have made a teleporter maze really annoying. It's been done before in video games. This is pretty much the biggest one here. There's some weird stuff, like two of these teleporters are actually just linked together. I think it's this bottom one, not the bottom, the left one. It's kind of hard to explain, I guess. So let's see, I think it was this one. Yeah, it's just gonna lead us up here. Like, what was the point of this teleporter? Why did they create it? Just to go back and forth between two corners of the same platform. Like, Alright, next room. Seems to be kind of broken up by teleporters than a major room. Looks like Savon is here. And these portals that are very strangely color-coded. Foreseen evil is approaching. My wish is now hereby accomplished after an eternity. Oh, hello. I am a Wingley fated to wait. Hidden sphere you're looking for is safe. It's protected by Last Kraken. There's no time left as well. What are you going to do? No, what are you going to make us do? I survived the Dragon campaign and continued studying magic to reconstruct a wingly world. Even making myself ageless and immortal. So that's just kind of a common thing with winglies, you know? Yeah, just make myself immortal. Just why not? The world outside the mirror hasn't required me. The world of winglies is no longer desired. Yeah, pretty much. Mortal body with no purpose. 4,000 years of solitude deprived me of everything, even the significance of life and the meaning of death. Yeah, it must be rough. Rough. But 7,000 years ago, I was saved by Rouge. I found the meaning of life in the black monster in the mirror, who's now confronting her fate. I started my study for Rouge, and its crystallization is this psychedelic bomb and moot. Two things we keep hearing about, but don't really know too much about at this point. Stop the murderous deeds of Zieg, who continues the plan of the creator by using the attacking spell, psychedelic bomb. And with moot, we will completely seal the moon that never sets. Hey, that sounds good. If we can just completely seal it here, right, we'll be done. It will be completed soon. In order to activate the psychedelic bomb, I need the courage of all of you. Psychedelic bomb didn't work. I guess I don't have any courage. Fighting alone for thousands of years. Yeah, just to make it this long, like, you gotta have something in there. So he's turned out to be a bit of an ally here. We've got the same goals in mind. You have to endure your own challenge, and we will pour the courage that is born from them into the psychedelic bomb and activate it. When you're ready, come to me. Oh, hello, who are you? Oh, I was gonna talk to you, but you just started flying away. I guess so. Not too much else to do. It's Lulu here. Let me tell you, lots of the world's magic was created here. The newborn magic is a mere hunk of materials. Without heart, the real power cannot be employed. Brave people who can remain just. Yeah, that's us. We're brave people. Proceed to the Chamber of Challenges. I don't know, I just created this. I figured it might come in handy at some point. Alright, so thankfully these are all nicely color-coded. It's very nice of him. I assume Savon was the one that created this. This wasn't just here to begin with. That would be strange. Can we all just go at the same time? Do we have to... Do we have to step on this one by one? Rose, just go. You're holding everybody up. The last, please be here with me till then. Well, it's a good thing he didn't go first, huh? Alright, so it looks like everyone's been sent off to their own chamber of challenges here. And we get control. So we're going to tackle these things one at a time, but as you have probably guessed by this point, this video's been going on for a while, so I think we're going to go ahead. It's a nice convenient save point here, and we'll just leave this for next time. So until then, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time.